I'm not a comedian, so don't laugh too much, because you make me want to change calling again, and then think I am somebody to be paid for to make people laugh. But let me also emphasize that our Honorable Carlo is representing Bende Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. Please, a round of applause for him. I like it when young men dare. Thank you for daring.
We are here today to unveil a work which was written over the years. It is a book that talked about people, politics, and power. Someone looked at the title of the book and exclaimed, "The power that be?" He asked if I really had the nerve and temerity to talk about the power that be. I was not surprised by his reaction. When we hear the power that be, the general impression is that we are talking about those in government and corridor of power who make things happen. Some people would say we are talking about that secret political clique, or what we like to call the cabal in government. Yes, the power that be are people in government who command influence and power, those whose actions and inactions make or mar the nation or society. However, the powers that be are much more than that. We are all the powers that be. Whether you are the president, governor, minister, commissioner, political party chairman, permanent secretary, lawmaker, vice chancellor, ambassador, journalist, lecturer, managing director, civil servant, judge, husband or wife, we are all the powers that be. Whether we consider ourselves among the top class or the dregs of the society, as long as our decisions and actions have an effect on others or influence the society in one way or another, we are the powers that be. Therefore, we should mind what we do, as our actions have consequences.
I am very happy to stand before you this afternoon to speak about somebody who has done so much for our country. This author is a unique author. He is not just a journalist, but he's also an intellectual. The managing director and editor-in-chief of the Sun newspapers, Mr. Onuaha Uke, has spent time to lead us into his thoughts about our country. I've not read his book, but from what he has said, the powers that be represents his thoughts over a long period of time. And I know I used to enjoy many of his columns before he became managing director. And even after you became managing director, you still write. But this time you put it at the back of the newspaper. So we are very happy. And I want to assure you that many people take their writings very seriously, and also do take articles, feature articles, columns written by very distinguished journalists in the country seriously. Because we are all interested in making Nigeria a truly great nation. And we know that it's ideas that rule the world. So those of us who are in government, we go to any extent to look for the best ideas that can help us to do the very best for our nation.
On a lighter note, whenever politicians are invited to a function like this, where you have media giants, we are careful of what we say. Because anything you say may be used against you in the public court. They're all the same. as the Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is in love with the media, I have to address my constituency. This is a remark presented by the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, represented by Honorable Benjamin O. Kalu, Chairman, Committee of Media and Public Affairs, the official spokesperson of the House of Representatives. About 20 years ago, Nigeria returned to democracy. And after several years of military rule, thanks to the efforts of patriotic journalists and activists, we got it right, at least to an extent. In that time, like any developing nation, we've had to deal with defining political and socio-economic events as is inevitable in our path to national peace and prosperity. This is why the observers of these events, who pinned them together, must be celebrated as historians, because events feed history, and history is always there for the coming generations to learn from, to avoid the mistakes of the past and improve on our achievements for the future. After all, like George Hegel said, we learn from history that we do not learn from history. The writer we celebrate today has played this role. For if events documented over 2 decades of our democracy, covering 4 presidents and 6 governments, does not qualify as a history book, what then does? What we have here today is a bird's-eye view of the author on critical events of the last 2 decades. A quick glance through this book truly reflects his thoughts about our people, our nation, politics, and real issues harvested from raw events at the time they were happening. The fact that the writer was not thinking of compiling this book while penning the contents down makes it a sincere expression of his thoughts on national issues, devoid of the coloring of profitization, but fueled by his desire to contribute on important issues, and fearlessly so. For this, I sincerely commend you.
You all know the countryman governor of Bayelsa State. He's a media-friendly personality. He would have loved to be here. He would have loved to be here. And for his inability to grace this very occasion, because he was one of those who had always encouraged Okeonoa. Each time he saw him, he used to ask him, "You write very well. When will you reduce your column into a book?" Today, the countryman governor is very happy that Okeonoa, who has shown us very clearly today that he's also a prophet, a political prophet, has done well by putting all his thoughts into a book. And he has asked me to congratulate the media and to also thank Onoa for all the good work he has been doing for this country, and that all of us should follow that footstep and then ensure that we work very hard and hold government to account. He has asked me to tell us that Okeonoa has stood by the truth and has worked very hard to give inept government sleepless nights. He has also asked me to tell us that the media is key if we must sustain our democracy. Now, we shouldn't relent in pushing for constitutional amendment. We shouldn't relent in pushing for the restructuring of the country. And the media should also be at the vanguard of pushing for the amendment of the Electoral Act. Because according to him, he believes very clearly that the greatest disservice done to this country is the refusal of the executive to assent the amendment of the Electoral Act into law. He believes very clearly that if that had happened, the gunpoint voting that took place in Bayelsa and Kogi would have happened. And he has asked us to work very hard as a media, hold government accountable at all levels, including himself, so that we'll continue to do the right thing, because once the media fails, the country fails. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Francis Abu.
Can we get it?
His Excellency Dr. Chimaroke, please come up here for the book unveiling.
What do you want me to do? Let him be on the middle now. What do
Please join them. Okay, this way.
Can we come back? Can we ship back? Let's ship back now.
It's okay. Buy your
Hello. Hello. The MC has said that we are now at the peak of events, which is presentation, unveiling of this great work. The great work of an accomplished journalist, great work of a gentleman, great work of an intellectual.
Okay.
A lot of work has gone into this, and today we are here to present this to the whole world. And we do that with the rest of the people around here and you over there in strong solidarity. So for this great achievement and for this work, contribution to our democracy, we will continue to gradually unveil this and gently open it for the spelling of the name Jesus. G E S U S G. It would have been by the name of Honor, but we chose a greater name that is greater than Honor, right?
One copy.
One copy for the photo.
Yes.
The photo operation, the photo of, capture them. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the great work.
Drop this flower.
Yes.
Just rest your hand on it.
Sorry.
All to the glory of God and development of humanity. Here comes the proof, the powers that be. The only book we know the author. And the author is in our midst today.
One thing that has become clear from my short stay here is that things I did falling apart and the center cannot hold anymore. Because I remember 21 years ago when I ventured into this business, that most of the gentlemen of the press I see here today were certainly with the people. But seeing them today, they have become part of the bushwhackers. They have become part of the oppressors. Even looking at them, looking at Honor himself, looking at Umeche, looking at Odio, right? And many others I cannot remember, even Femi additional. They become part of the bushwhack and part of the rulers of my people and the oppressors. They become part of the oppressors. We just have to seriously say that as our country goes through contentious times, that we expect this new bourgeois class to remember their responsibilities to society and defend the poor and reverse the current trend of hypocrisy pervading the land.
Our governor, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, would have loved to be here in person, but we already have a program lined up to mark our first year in office. God willing, by Wednesday, it will be exactly 1 year since Mr. Governor was sworn in. But to show his love for the media, especially because he's aware that I'm a worthy ambassador of the Sun Publishing Limited, who is on loan to the state of Osun. He has asked me to congratulate my MD, my former editor, Mr. Ono Awuke, for this good job.
When we talk of the Sun, it is my own inner constituency. So there's nothing that the Sun will do that if I had the opportunity, I wouldn't be there. And I worked with Ono Awuke very, very closely. I'm glad to support him here today. When he presented his first book many years back, then I was editor of the Daily Paper, he was my deputy. What I said at that event was that between my office and Ono House office, I would need to take about 10 steps before I got there. And that I would take those 10 steps later that day and make known to him what I would give to support him. But today is in Lagos, I'm in Abuja. It will take more than 1 million steps to get to his office. But one thing I want to assure is that I'm going to take those steps to support Ono Awuke, irrespective of your book. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that somebody identified that I am no longer living in bondage. I am now living in the back page of the Sunday Sun, every Sunday as a columnist. So this is part of my family. And then I decided that my Oga at the top, who is launching this book today, that if I didn't come out here to talk, they may subtract some marks from me. So, and I'm happy because anything I blow that I will give.
I don't know whether he will also agree to take me to the village and do the same, so that I will invite all of you. On behalf of Voice of Nigeria and myself, we always encourage the good works, because a lot of us had ideas what we can put down in paper.
When you find somebody who is holding a very important position as managing director, editor-in-chief of a leading national newspaper, making out time to write, so that young people, is like a role model, is helping to let young people know how to behave, particularly in that profession. So it's a very important book, and I believe that we expect him to write more for posterity.
Well, there is a chapter that is the bulls, striking the bull's eye. I talked about PDP, which I read there, telling them if the party was not careful, it could lose power. Then I talked about the US election, the last election, about Donald Trump. When people didn't give Trump a chance, I said the way he was going, that Trump would become the US president. Then they didn't give him a chance by then, and it happened. Well, from the book, they will learn what happened before, the mistakes that were made, and they should make sure that such mistakes are not repeated in future. That's the next thing I want them to do. And our leaders should rule with vision, because with vision, projection, countries are planning and projecting for the future, what they will do in the next 10 years, where their country will be. That is what we should be doing in Nigeria.